Hi there, this is recording number 19. Yes, 19 in the Etsy SubReddit and Quora Q&A series. And today's question comes from the Etsy SubReddit. It was asked by the Speckled Cat. And the title is Considering a Business Bank Account and Credit Card. And he or she says, for 2018, I really want to get set up with a separate bank account and credit card for my business. Every year I have reached my growth goals and more than doubled profits from the previous year. Last year I made $12,000 and it went straight into our personal account, got mixed around with our personal funds and expenses, and I never really got to see the fruits of my labors. Also, whenever I had to make purchases for my business, it went on various credit cards, yada yada. I just don't want to do that anymore. Even though I keep very thorough records, I would like more separation between business and personal. I'm also considering becoming an LLC. So my questions to you all are, what are some things to look out for and that I would want in a business account? What's the benefit between just having a separate personal account or an official business account? Same questions for credit cards. And for those that have an LLC, what do you love/hate about it? And how did you work out paying yourself? Any advice or personal experiences would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay, the Speckled Cat. Before I respond, I just want to say I am not an accountant and I am not a lawyer. What I am going to say is not official accounting or legal advice. It's just based on my own experience in response to your question for any personal experiences that we've had. So, first and foremost, yes, it's a great idea to separate your personal from your business accounting. Everything. It makes accounting so much easier. It's going to make your taxes so much easier. It's much cleaner if you ever get into anything with the IRS or the government when they're looking for their money or asking for money. So you want to separate your business from your personal. And the very first thing you want to do, and I shouldn't say that, I'll tell you what I did. So, well, actually, it wasn't what I did in the beginning. In the beginning, I just started selling, and then I realized, okay, wait, I'm in business. I need to do this correctly. I had to go and get my business licenses, etc. But you asked specifically about an LLC. I did form an LLC. In the beginning, I formed a sole proprietorship, and then I switched to an LLC. And what I like about having an LLC is that it separates my personal property and stuff from the business. So if in the, I hope, very unlikely event that I ever get sued, my personal property will not be touchable because I'm operating under the umbrella of my company, which is its own limited liability company, and it has nothing to do with my personal anything. So that's what I really like, is that I now have that separation, which I didn't have as a sole proprietor, but now I do. What I don't like about having an LLC is that it costs more to have an LLC than it does to be a sole proprietor. So you have to pay to register your business as an LLC. But for me, the cost of paying for an LLC and having a separate company that wasn't affiliated with my social security number or anything was very, very worth it for me for the cost. So I can't say I dislike it, but who likes paying for anything? Free is always good. Now, you also ask, what are some of the things to look out for and that I would want in a business account? Well, it depends. When I was looking for my business account, I wanted an account that I could start off with free and not have to pay any banking charges, because I wanted to first start earning an income so that my income would grow, so that if I had to pay for charges, for bank charges, like to hold an account or what have you, there would already be money coming in. So I would first look for a bank that offers you a free business checking account. And most of the big banks will offer you that, but then they have certain restrictions, like you have to put in a certain amount of money into the account and keep a certain balance for it to remain free, or you're limited to a certain number of monthly transactions per month. So that includes withdrawing money from the ATM or depositing money into the account. And so they have certain restrictions like that, that as long as you stay within those restrictions, you don't get charged. However, if you're willing to not have your business bank account with a standard traditional bank, you can open a business account with a credit union, and typically credit unions charge much lower fees to open accounts and to maintain accounts with them. And so you can go to a credit union and still open a business bank account, but then not have to pay the fees that you might with one of the bigger financial investments. The downside is with credit unions, they tend to be local and they tend to not have as many branches as the bigger name banks. And so there might be that slight inconvenience, but nowadays you can do so much of your banking online, and you have a debit card that they will issue you that you can use to withdraw money or deposit or what have you. So it really isn't a huge inconvenience. And most credit unions that I'm aware of are also FDIC insured, just like the major banks. So if you're starting out and you don't want to be paying fees to a bank before you're making seriously good money, then go with a credit union instead. I've had credit union accounts for different things, and I love credit unions. And one of the things they do now is they interconnect with each other. So if you're far away from your own credit union, they probably have a sister credit union somewhere in an area where you are that you can go and do some banking transactions there as well. What's the benefit between just having a separate personal account or an official business account? Again, it just goes back to having clean records when it comes to tax time, or if you ever get audited by the IRS or what have you. You want to not intermingle your personal with your business. And if the business goes down, or if the business becomes liable for anything, you don't want your personal finances tangled up in your business finances. You want to stay personally separate from whatever goes on with the business. Same questions for credit cards, same answers for credit cards, pretty much. And I do know for credit cards, I think from what I've read, I don't have one, but I think Open by American Express is small business friendly. So you might want to look into that. I think the deal with American Express is that it's a charge card, not a credit card per se. And the difference is, I just learned this, with a credit card, you have the option of paying down your balance over a period of time. So when you get your statement, you really only have to pay the minimum balance and then the rest carries over. Whereas with a charge card, which is what American Express is, however much you have put on the card is all what is due when they say it's due. So you don't get to pay off a portion and then roll over the rest. You have to pay everything off all at once. And LLC, I answered that. Okay, well, the speckled cat, I hope that was helpful to you and anyone else who has those questions. I will see you in the next video.